Hey, what's up, guys? It's Urosh here, and today we're gonna take a look at why I love Volen Sentir's track Arrrival. So, like, when we all start songs, right? You can start your song in C major, right? This is C major. It's a bit brown, but it's probably still good, right? You could start your track in C major, and you would stay in C major. Case closed. A happy song. Goodbye. Everybody has fun, right? You could also start your track in C minor, right? A bit more depressed song, probably a bit sadder, but no big deal. There are a lot of minor songs, right? You could write your track in C Lydian, right? Why the fuck not? Like this is Rick. He writes music in C Lydian, right? You could write your track in C dominant Phrygian, right? No big deal. You stay in one key, no problem. Happens a lot in electronic music. Most electronic music stays in one key or in one mode, right? But what would happen if you would write a track and you would use chords and notes from all these different modes, right? Imagine that. Like you have all these different modes, right? You have C major, you have minor, you have Lydian guy, Rick here. You have this guy, I don't know what this guy is. Oh yeah, this guy he has like really cool. He's a bit fucked up, but he's really cool. Anyways, you could write your track using all these different modes because these different modes, they all have something in common. They all start in C, right? The first and the last note of them is C, right? So they basically have a tonal center, right? Everything resolves back to C, right? So they're not like different, they are different scales, but they have something in common, right? They're all Bananaz. So let's see what I mean in Ableton, and let's look at Volen Sentir's song Arrrival. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Urosh. Welcome back. I hope you liked my banana analogy. And basically, what I was trying to say is, most of the time when you're making music, it stays in one key, right? It stays diatonic. Of course, that's not always the case. Even in pop music or in rock music, they modulate, they go to different keys, or they use chords from other modes. But in electronic music, generally speaking, like 80%, 70% of the tracks, they stay in one key, in one mode, right? So the song is either in minor, or is it in major, or is it in, I don't know, Dorian, right? But here in Volen Sentir, what they're actually doing is they're having one tonal center as C as the tonal center, and they're borrowing chords from other modes, right? So basically, we will take a look at the melodic material from the track, and we will see that they use chords from C major, C minor, dominant Phrygian, no, C major, C minor, C Lydian, C Mixolydian, and that's it, I think. So yeah, let's take a look. If you haven't heard this track, go check it out. It's a really interesting track. I think they did another version in the forest, which is also really interesting. It has like organic instruments, like some flutes and the duduk, I think. So check it out, and let's just listen to the first, first couple of seconds, I guess, of the track. Right, so the tracks has a C major drone, right? If I play, I made a C major drone here. We have C, G, C, E, G, and C. Again, let's just listen to it. Right? So this basically plays throughout the whole track, right? It's probably a couple of drones. It's probably layered as fuck. But in essence, we have a C major chord playing in the background for the whole track. And if we take a look, let's just write notes that we will kind of hear in the track, right? So let's just write C, E, and G, right? We have these three notes so far because we have a C major chord. Now there's a lot of modes that have a C major, right? It could be C major, it could be C Lydian, it could be C Mixolydian, it could be C Phrygian, right? So there are a lot of scales that could use those three notes, right? But yeah, let's just keep moving forward, and the next part that comes in is this pitch bend sound, right? I didn't recreate it, like I just made like an imitation of it, but let's hear it. Right, we're going from C and we're pitch bending up to a C sharp, right? So we can also write C sharp here, right? Now this is starting to sound like C dominant Phrygian, right? 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 It's kind of starting to sound like Middle Eastern, right? Those vibes. But yeah, let's just listen to the pitch bend that is playing like in the original track. Right, so that's it so far. Let's take a look at the first melodic element that comes in. Let's see what the notes are playing. Right, so we have G sharp here, G and C, right? So these are three notes, and these three notes basically kinda, to me, they spell a C augmented chord, right? But let's just write them down here as well. So we have C, we have C sharp, we had C sharp in the pitch bend, we had an E, we had G, and we had G sharp, right? So let's listen to this scale, right? Right? It's let me just quantize this. So it sounds a bit better. Right, it's starting to sound Middle Eastern, right? So those are the vibes at the beginning of the track. And here where these bells are playing, right? Basically, G sharp, G and C, that to me is basically like an augmented chord, right? If I make a MIDI clip here and just show you what I mean, we have a C major chord, right? Right? But we also have an augmented chord, C augmented, right? And this chord brings you that kind of floaty vibes, right? Kind of spacey shit. And now I will just go from C major to C augmented. Right? And now if I arpeggio those, arpeggiate those chords, I will get something like this. Right? Really kind of spacey kind of vibes, right? So that pluck sound that we can hear in the original basically reminds me of this, right? And we can take a look at the pattern as well. Basically, I think the pattern should be like this. It's basically repeating. Let's just play it. Bam, bam. And here at the last, it basically reverses. So you can see this is going down and this is going up, right? So far we had these notes, right? So my initial idea was, okay, we're going into a C dominant Phrygian, we're getting that that oriental vibes, right? But then we get the vocals, right? And the vocals play these three notes, right? They play an E, C, and also an E flat, right? What the hell is that, right? Let's just listen to the vocals in the background. Let's just listen again, focus on the vocals in the background if you can. Right, so really interesting. We're getting an E flat here, which is really like, what the hell, dude? Like this scale, it doesn't like exist, right? Right, and let's continue forward. Then we get the pitch bends again, right? So at the beginning I thought, like I've said before, that we're in C dominant Phrygian, but then we get these synths, right? And if we can look at the synths, we're having C, C, then we're having C sus4, and then we're having this chord, and this chord is a B flat major, and this chord comes from C Mixolydian, right? So we're changing, we're almost changing the mode, right? So look, listen to how this sounds. Right, so really interesting. Let's look at which notes we also got from here. We got an F, we got a B flat and a D, right? Let's write them in, right? So as you can see, we're getting a lot of notes in this track, right? Let's listen to this. Oh no, we didn't get an A, or did we? Yeah, we're probably getting it later. But yeah, as you can see, these notes, they don't constitute just one scale. They're basically made from other modes, right? So we're using different modes. We're borrowing chords from different modes to add color, to add basically fucking almost like, pardon me, but like almost we're creating a journey, right, for the listener. Let's just listen to these keys without my synth so we can see that that's what it plays. Right, so we get that. And basically we're repeating that 4 times, as you can see, and we're also getting that augmented vibes back with those plucks, right? So let's see it. So yeah, let's just write here, what mode was this? This was Mixolydian Vibe. And then we get to the red one, right? And as you can see, which chords are here? We have a D major going to a C major, right? If I would transpose this down, we have a D major chord to a C, right? And D major is basically a chord that comes from C Lydian, right? So we have Lydian vibes here going on, right? And if we write again, let's just look which notes we have here. We have an F sharp, we have an A, and we have a D, right? So let's add an A here, right? And let's listen to how this sounds as opposed to this green one, which was Mixolydian, right? Right, so really nice contrast. Here we had like the contrast is quite big. Like we had an F here, right? But then we have like the F sharp, right? Which is like really interesting, and it's a different vibe, right? And then we get back to our Mixolydian vibe, right? Here, the green one. And then we get to the blue one, and the blue one, as you can see, it has F major chord, right? And then it has a B flat, not B flat, E flat major, right? We could also have C minor here, right? Because there are basically, C minor is the relative minor of E flat major, right? This is inverted, so this is E flat, right? But yeah, basically this is minor mode going on here, right? Because this chord we can find in C minor, right? And E flat major is a chord from C minor, right? So basically in the beginning we thought we were going to have like Middle Eastern kind of vibe. Then we got into Mixolydian mode, then we got into Lydian mode, and now we have a minor chord. Like, what the hell is that? Let's just listen to the contrast here. Right? We could also have a C minor here, like I've said before. right? But I like this better. Right? So yeah, that's it. As you can see in this track, it's a lot of interesting ideas, right? It's basically using all these different modes from C and just using them in a track and borrowing chords from all these different modes, right? And that's what I think makes this track so interesting, right? And we have another note, or no, we already used that one. So yeah, I think these are all the notes that we're actually playing throughout the whole song. So let's hear them again. Right, so really interesting. And yeah, we can also take a look. I just noticed some things that you might find interesting. We have an intro here, filter kick, no kick till here. As you can see, we have one break and another break here. And then we're getting kind of smaller and we're again filtering the kick. But what was really interesting here was the clap layer. Like if you listen to the clap before the drop and when the drop hits, I think there are two different claps. So that's really interesting, just using different claps, I would say, can really, at first you don't really hear it, but like if you listen to the song at first, but after a while it's just like, you know, just listen to the clap before the drop and later. So yeah, really nice track. I'm a big fan of this track. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, subscribe, like, and talk to you soon, guys.